Welcome everyone to today's live session. And today we are going to be focusing on the topic, what product can I sell to make money? So this is going to be the very first part, the part one, or in the series. Because many people ask this question for so many aspiring entrepreneurs and even for established businesses. It's always an issue. Determining what product do we focus on, because all the money comes from selling product. Therefore, it is a very important business decision, because if you don't have a product or you don't have a service, then you do not have a business. So we are going to, as usual, simplify this today and make it actionable for anyone who wants to build a business and to become very, very profitable. You need to be able to answer this question that we're tackling tonight. What product can you sell? Okay, and then for those of you joining for the first time today, my name is Obo Awoke Obo, and the question is, why am I doing this? And what gives me the audacity to want to do it? So I'm going to answer both questions. Okay, so a little over 2 weeks ago, I woke up one day with a profound question. I asked myself, what if I had just 1,000 days more to live? And I have to impart the most valuable lessons I've learned to the world. What was I going to teach? What was I going to teach the world? And what gives me the audacity? So in over 50 years, I've had some very, very incredible experience in my career and in business that I am truly, truly grateful for. And so in the past couple of decades, I have worked with the biggest organizations that you can think about in the energy industry in the world. Worked with Shell and I worked with Chevron. Very, very incredible, because working with those two global companies allowed me see certain things that these companies did very well that smaller businesses could emulate. And to add to that, I have also been privileged to work with the Stanford University. The Stanford University has an outreach they call Stanford Seed. And for years, I served Stanford Seed as business advisor. And in that capacity, I had a lot of opportunity to rub minds with the best talents in the world, the best business professors in the world. So I feel very, very grateful. And then, in addition to that, what I'm actually most proud of is the family that I have raised under grace for 29 years. And this is why most of our time together in the next 1,000 years, actually this is day 10 already. So we've entered second digit. So we have 990 days to go. There are 3 things that I'm going to be focusing on for you, because I'm asking, what experience can I create for you? What is it that is in this thing for you at the end of 1,000 days? What do I expect to give to you? So the first is, I'm going to be sharing on a daily basis things that will help you develop the skills and the strategies to attain financial independence. We live in a financial universe. If you don't have your finances together, you are going to struggle. There is no religion about it. There is no, as they say in this part of the world, there are no two ways about it. So you've got to have your finances in order. Otherwise, this planet is going to be extremely difficult for you. And unfortunately, many people don't talk about money in their families. And many people are not exposed to money and its dynamics in primary, secondary school, universities. It happened to me. I went through from nursery school all the way to postgraduate college, and nobody ever taught me how money works. And I'm going to change that in the next 990 days for you. The second thing is, I want to, through this event in the next 990 days, to help you to think big and to take this your small business, take it global, take it beyond your locality, take it beyond the smallness of the corners of your mind, and build something very, very big. And of course, as you're building big business, my own business will also be growing big. And then the third thing that I intend to do through this incredible challenge, 1000 days of live business coaching, is to help you to build great relationships, to develop a good family. Because if you make all the money, you buy all the cars, and then you build a big mansion and all those trappings of wealth that people think about, and at the end of it, you have lost your family, you've lost your spouse, your children. Of what use is all this, all that success in quotes that you have had? I was listening to a podcast this morning, and then the gentleman was talking about a woman who approached him. He works with businesses as a coach. And the woman has built a $30 million business. This is in the United States. And she's got money. She's got a husband. She's got children. She's got the big mansion, but she was completely empty. She was not happy. And there are many people in that situation. So while we talk about business, I will not fail to talk about family. So I hope this has cleared it up a little bit for you if you are joining for the first time, as to why this and why now, and what gives me the audacity to want to do this in the world. All right, so today's agenda, we are going to do this subject in a series. All right, so we are going to start the first part today. We will continue with it on Monday. Tomorrow, we are going to focus on people who are trying to find life partners. And I'm going to start with the women. And tomorrow, we will talk about the early warning signs that you typically find in the guys that you shouldn't marry when you are dating. So this is incredible. So if you're looking to get a spouse, or you have a friend who wants to do that, or your daughter wants to get married, tomorrow is for you. You know, every Sunday we reserve Sundays for family, and then the rest of the week we deal with business. So for the first part today, we are going to go through three agendas, three very solid agendas. All right. So the first thing we're going to talk about is that the first product is you. Please, everybody type in the chat, the first product is me. We're talking about what product do you sell? The first product is me. Please type that in the chat. Okay, so if you are joining us for the first time, this is something we do. This is our ritual. We always want to make sure that everything that you learn, any insight that you get, that you capture it. All right, when you write it, you are affirming that connection for your nervous system. And as you are joining, please do indicate where you are joining from. Please type in the chat where you are joining from. I think we've been having a couple of increases from different countries. Yesterday we added I believe it was Namibia. Okay, so we have Namibia, we have people from United States, we have people from Ghana, we have people from Liberia and different places. So please do introduce yourself in the comment section and tell us where you are joining us from. Yes. So I see all the comments in the chat. The first product is me. The first product is me. In fact, that agenda alone, this very first part of the agenda, is going to change everything. Oh yeah, I can see North Carolina. I think I know that person. North Carolina is joining us here. Aderity is joining from Osun State. Shiko is joining us from Zambia. Maxwell, hello Maxwell, you're a regular. So I'm beginning to recognize all the regulars. Maxwell is joining from Kaduna. Princess. Whoa, I think this is the first Ireland we are having. So I should find a way to start ringing bells, for people who are joining us. Yes, Onyinyechi is a regular joining from Abakaliki. Thank you. Please keep it going. The second part of our agenda today is product versus customer focus. We're going to define that, and then you will see how that matters immensely in determining what product you should sell. And then finally for today, for this very first session, we are going to talk about understanding cash cows, which is really where we want to get to today. Izuchukwu is joining us from Abuja. Boyejo is joining from Ibadan. Okay, where else do I see here? Okay, I see Kingsley Agodo. I see Sifa Lushinge. Yeah, thank you. Introduce yourself. Tell us what you do. Tell us where you're joining from. Okay, so now let's get to some bit of introduction. I'm really very pumped up and excited because as I was preparing this thing, I was also coaching myself. Hello, Kingsley from Ghana. Kingsley from Ghana. Okay, we have another person from Ireland. Okay, Godwin Okechukwu is a regular. You're joining from Port Harcourt. You are welcome. Now, I want you to imagine this. There are 8 billion people in the world. This should actually blow your mind like it did mine. There are 8 billion people in the world today. Poor, rich, tall, short, handsome, ugly, handsome like myself. And different kinds of people, black, brown, colored, all these kinds of whatever. But the interesting thing is that every single one, including the poor people, they are buying daily. This is an explosive aha moment because you can immediately begin to see the opportunities for your business. Because if people weren't buying, then there will be no business, and then there will be no, exactly, that's what I want all of you to do in the chat. Just type 8 billion, because the more your fingers interact with this, with what you're hearing, the more your nervous system assimilates the insight. 8 billion people, type that, 8 billion people all over the world. 8 billion people. When I was preparing this today and I said 8 billion people, there is up, and all of them are buying every single day. We're not even talking about companies. There are also companies, hundreds of millions of companies around the world, and everyone is buying every day. So you have no excuse. You have no that's why the question that we're dealing with today is important, because if they are buying, your natural question should be, what are they selling? What are they selling? What are they buying? If they are buying, what are they buying? Type that in the comment section. What are they buying? What are they buying? So you can imagine 8 billion people buying every day. And then if you look at it in the whole world economy, that translates to trillions and trillions of dollars every single day. People in Japan are buying, people in Ghana are buying, people in Angola are buying, people in Egypt are buying, people in the United States are buying, people in the UK, Ireland, everywhere, Namibia, South Africa, they are buying. So instead of complaining that you don't have opportunity or that the economy is bad, like many of us are saying now, why not ask that question? I said you should type in the comment section. What are they buying? Because if you can figure out what they are buying, type in the chat, what will you do? If you can figure out what they are buying, what would you naturally do? Yeah, what are they buying? Henrietta, what are they buying? Maxwell, yes, what are they buying? Now, if you figure out that question, what are they buying? What are you going to do with it? Type in the chat. If you figure out that question and you get this data about what they are buying, what are you going to do about it? Because that's going to be the next question. What are they buying? Because if you always bring this question alive to you, like I tell my coaches and the businesses I'm mentoring, always personalize it, because if you gather all this information in your head and you don't act on it, then It's wasted effort and wasted knowledge. So always consume information during these sessions with the mind to implementing them. And so one way to implement is, because it's a coaching session, it's not a seminar. I will be asking you these questions and asking you to type it and asking you to think through, because when you go back tonight, you need to think through what I've just given you right now. Is a very deep question. What are they buying? 8 billion people buying. What are they buying? Now, if you figure out what they are buying, so Maxwell says, if you can figure out what they are buying, what are you going to do about it? That's the question. That is the question. So your business, your success, whether you're a professional, working, or you are an aspiring business owner or an already existing business owner, exactly. Aderity answered it right there. If you figure out what these people are buying, then you make available the desired products and services. So we are building the background. If you figure out what they are buying, then you position. The key word is position. Type it in the chat, in the comment section. Position. That is it. So all the money in the world that I need to make, that you need to make, is in the positioning. So you position yourself to be the person selling, not to be the person just buying. If you can figure out, so there are two categories, if you like, two broad categories of the market, of the buying market. You have the companies, the corporates, and then you have individuals. And of course, when you come to individuals, there are all kinds of segments. So when you figure out what these people are buying every single day, in the second session that we will have on Monday, I'm going to give you a list of the top 12 product categories of all times in human history. Top 12 that people buy, top 12 selling categories of goods in human history. That one, you will get that list on Monday. You will be amazed how simple this thing is. You see, because when we go for our MBA in the business schools, it sounds complicated many times. But you see, what you've just heard in the past couple of minutes is a complete MBA. Number one, there are 8 billion people in the world buying things daily. And then there are, of course, hundreds of millions of companies in the world buying things daily. All these people live around you. All these businesses are around you. You see them, they're all on the internet, they're all there. Number two, what are they buying? That's the second question. What are they buying? What in the world are these 8 billion people buying? Because it means that there's economic activity going on. Number three, what am I going to do about it? That is a full MBA class. These 3 questions. Okay? Now, it gets even better. Because here, to add to that MBA class, here is the most simplified formula for getting rich. Okay, that's the formula that I am working on like every day, because there are only 2 activities, 2 entrepreneurial activities that produce profit. Only 2. And if you do anything other than that, you are wasting effort, wasting time, wasting resources. So the most simplified formula, business formula, is find that one product or service. Create or find. The good news, as you're going to find out as we go on, is that you don't even have to be the person to create the product. You don't even have to be. The products already exist. You can just find them. Okay? And then over time, we'll talk about what people are doing. Even something as simple as drop shipping. And they go to this e-commerce sites in China, and then they buy stuff for $2, and then they brand it, and then they are selling it for $30, and they didn't make it. So that's good news. You don't have to be the one that made the product. Okay, so the formula is find one product, one, not 2, as you will see later, and then sell it over and over and over again. So these are the only 2 entrepreneurial matters anybody, see, whether you have a 9 to 5 or not, you should be involved in this dynamic. What are people buying? What is that one thing that they are buying? You don't have to be the one making it yourself. Okay, and then secondly, sell it over and over again. Marketing and selling, the most important skill that any business person can ever develop is to sell. Okay, now it gets even more interesting, because all work and no sales. I'm going to make 2 or 3 statements now that are very, very they are very sort of mind racking, and I made them deliberately sharp so that you don't forget it, so that as you sleep tonight, it's going to be ringing in your ears, so that by the time you wake up, your subconscious mind has found something for you to do. All work and no sales makes Jack a poor man. All the money that you can ever make as a business owner come from sales. They come from sales. And then when you look at your income statement, all the money, most of the money come from sales. Very little money usually comes from operations, income from operations. Usually 0.00 something percent. So you must, because now I'm expanding on this formula, that once you have found the product, it's not enough, because you can have a product that works, but if you cannot sell it, then you don't complete that formula. So therefore, all work and no sales makes Jack a poor man. Yes. Maxwell, I see that you've typed it. Excellent. Whenever you hear something that actually blows your mind, that's very, very insightful, put it in the chat. Okay. Second statement I want to make is that a day without sales is like financial funeral. Have you been to a place that they're having funeral? That's the way it should feel for you as a business owner. At least that's the way it feels for me. Any day I don't make sales actually feels like a funeral, financially speaking. And nobody wants to have funeral in the business. Okay? Therefore, I'm emphasizing that, number one, having found the product, it is not enough. You still have to complete the loop by selling. And during the financial fitness challenge, oh my goodness, if you have not enrolled in the financial fitness challenge, please do so immediately after this, because we are going to delve deeper into this subject, and especially that of sales. Okay, now so let's now tackle the first part of our agenda, and that is that the first product is you. I don't want you to start thinking about, okay, some IT product, some food product, some furniture product, some electrical electronics product, some smartphone product. No. That's the mistake all of us make. The first product you must consider is you. You. So we are asking the question, what product can I sell? What can I sell to make money? So I'm saying that the first product to sell before you even sell anything is you, yourself. Why? Because you cannot sell beyond your self-esteem. It applies to getting a job. It applies to anything. So you can't say you are escaping it because you're not a business owner. Please type it in the comment section that the first product to sell is you. I want you to repeat it. The first product to sell is me. In fact, I want you to say it softly to yourself and feel it. Just feel the energy of that word. The first product to sell is me. Because until I sold me as a product, I couldn't sell anyone else. And it applies to every single person, who wants to create wealth. All right. Now you cannot sell beyond your self-esteem. So your self-esteem becomes the ceiling to the amount of wealth or profitability you can make in your business. So the way you look at yourself, if you are small in your eyes, you cannot be a $50,000 person and then you land a $1 million job. No, that cannot happen. And then you cannot have a vision of $100,000 a year business and then make 100 million. And this is the case for personal development. This is the case for why I read crazily, why I spend so much on coaching, paying people to teach me, because I want to grow my vision, my internal vision of what is possible. Because no matter how big each of us talks, we always default. The thermostat is our self-esteem. This is why it's important being part of events like this, and events where you grow yourself. Because the day you stop growing, that is the day also that your business stops growing, because you cannot, your business cannot grow bigger than you. So personal development, self-knowledge, self-awareness, personal development, very, very important, for you in that second part. Now, so I have said in my work over the years, I have come to the conclusion that you actually need 80% self-knowledge and only 20% product or market knowledge. But if you reverse it, you know the product so well, but you don't know yourself at all, it's going to be a problem, because your self-belief is a very important secret to success. Many times I have gone and gotten a project to do, whether it's from MTN or from MultiChoice or from all this or from Flutterwave, I have done some work for. I always got it before I got it, because if you're a salesperson, you know that you make the sale before you even go to meet the customer. What I've just told you is very, very mysterious and true. Because if you already have not sold it within you before meeting that customer, you're not going to sell it. And I look back to each of the projects that I have gotten, I had always had a very strong belief that I was going to be the best person for this job, to deliver this job. And because I believed it, when I was face to face with the client, the confidence was oozing out from that very strong self-belief. So because if you don't believe in what you're selling, which is yourself, first of all, it will be hard to convince others to buy it. Have you had an experience where there's someone who really sells in your industry, does well, selling things, and all the person has is just a pleasant personality? You are more educated, you are more qualified than the person, but the person has such a pleasant personality, doesn't even say anything, and she's making all the sales. And then you yourself, with all the good learning and education and qualification, you're finding it difficult to sell once. I have had, some young people who came to pitch things to me, and even as I'm thinking about it right now, I can remember some tremendous young ladies, great personality, smart, whatever. They come, you just feel like, yeah, okay, I don't even need this thing, but this person, I really like this person, which is the origin of why they say that people buy from those that they like, they buy from those that they love, that they like and trust. Okay, they buy from the people they know, they buy from the people they like, and they buy from the people they trust. This is why you need to work on yourself. If you want more people to buy from you, then you've got to work yourself to become the kind of person that people like, that the people believe in, that they trust, and of course they know you. So this is why I want to repeat it, that the very first product is you. Don't think about what you're going to import from China or import from Germany, Tokumbo, the kind of cars you're going to. Don't think about that first. Think about yourself first. And always see yourself as the product, because if you can't sell yourself, you can't sell to anyone else. Are you getting value from this so far? Type in the comment section and let me know. Are you getting value so far? Type in the section, let me know. Okay, so you cannot sell, again, this is two more statements. So this one, you cannot sell if you are not comfortable with having a lot of money. Because a lot of us are having money blocks. We are putting all the effort in the product. You are putting all the effort even in selling. But you have this money block because you're not comfortable discussing money. You're not comfortable asking for it. I remember when I started my work, my business, it was so difficult. And lots of people owed me, and then they went with the money because I didn't just feel very comfortable to go ask for my money. And then it was also difficult for me to ask for the sale. Not anymore. So you see, this is also, there's somebody here and say so, you can say this is me. If it's affecting you, you feel very uncomfortable to ask for the sale. And then sometimes, you want to, this thing you have is actually worth, you actually want to sell it 50,000 naira. But when you get into, before the presence of a customer, you find it difficult to ask for the sale. You say, okay, it's 50,000 naira, but it's okay. You can give me 20,000 naira. Has that happened to you? If it has happened to you, type in the chat and said, yes, that's me. Because that used to happen to me. I was not very comfortable having or discussing lots of money. So because of it, I couldn't ask clients what they were supposed to pay. But not anymore. Okay, not anymore, because I have walked away from offers that did not meet because if you don't have any standards and you don't have any, the market will bend you, and then you find yourself doing projects and not recovering the cost of your doing it because you are not comfortable having a lot of money or asking for the sale. Yes, Malik says very valuable insights. Exactly. Yeah. Mike says insightful. Yeah. Ebenezer says yep. Okay, so much value. Princess, much value. Bode says yes, sir. Absolutely. Okay, and then Kingsley says, yeah, I'm afraid of losing the sale. And then Bibi said, that's me. Yeah, I started that way. So that's part of the mindset that we are going to have to deal with, because it doesn't matter what you're selling. People may love it, but if you are shy about money because you've had some kind of religious programming, false programming about money, that money is evil. That was a programming that I came from, and it affected me. It cost me a lot of losses. Okay, so and we have to deal with that programming, because it doesn't matter if the product is great and then you are trying to sell. If you have this money block in your mind, you are not going to see the kind of results that you desire. Okay, awesome. Glad you're getting some value so far. Sarah Okoth, welcome. Tell us where you are joining us from. Engineer Emeka Ijeudo, you're also welcome. Good to see you here. Okay, so let's go into the second part of the agenda, which is product versus customer focus. Now, there are two business models, two main business models. One is focused on the product. So someone starts a business and then they just go straight in talking about product. What product? Remember, we're asking what product can we sell, to make profit, to make money. And bet if you actually ask that question first, you're very, very likely to be frustrated, and you're very, very likely never to be able to find that hot one product. If you ever find it, it is by accident, it's by luck. But you really want to be people focused in your business model. In other words, like we said in the past couple of days in one of the episodes, that you want to run a customer-centric business where, like in design thinking, we talk about human-centered design. So you're starting and running your business with the customer in mind. You are not starting your business focusing on yourself, thinking about, oh, how much money do I want to make? Because you don't want to start a business because you want to make money. You want to start a business because you want to serve the customer. You want to serve to solve a problem. It is the process of solving that problem that you're going to now generate the wealth, because the customer will now pay you for the value that you're creating for her. So you're either product focused or you're people focused. But if you are actually people focused, it will take care of the product focus. So in other words, you can start your business with either of two lenses. You're starting your business and you're thinking, oh, what product can I sell? Or rather, you say, okay, what problem? Who can I sell to? What problem can I solve for them? Those are two different lenses. And I can tell you that the customer lenses is much more powerful. That's the way you should go. Start first of all by thinking about the customer, what problem to solve. I remember the mistakes that we made many years ago when I was still working. And then a lot of people still make it today. So when I was still working with Chevron, with Shell, I would travel to the United States and I would see things on sale. And I remember one time I went somewhere and I saw a garage sales, and then they were selling this crystal. It was really so beautiful. Crystal that had a little base, you could plug it to the electricity. I'm trying to remember how it worked, and then it will glow through the. I so loved it, and it was just $1 each. So I packed them, and these things were very heavy. I don't even know how I managed to bring them back, But in those days, there used to be more allowance. This was in the mid 2000s. There used to be more allowance, baggage allowance in the airlines. I think it used to be 30 something kg, and then you carry 2 bags or something. And then I used to fly business class, so it used to be even 3 bags, that they would allow in business class, So I chartered back. I think it must have been like 30. I bought up all those crystals in the garage sales, and I said, oh my goodness, I was going to make a lot of money. I bought those things $1 each, or $1 or $2 each. And I said, oh, by that time, the naira to the dollar was maybe something like 20, 30 naira. So I was expecting to make a lot of money. Everybody was going to rush for it. And when I come back, and I will still sell them off. Story short, I sold none of them. And I think I was moving houses. We were moving houses a while ago. And I still saw some of those crystals. They were never sold. Because I was product focused. I went for the product instead of asking myself who actually needed it. And then on Monday, I will tell you my famous Kunu story. I also started thinking about Kunu, the product, and I didn't think about who was going to drink it. And it cost me 2 or more years, of just running around the whole place and doing nothing. Many of you travel to Dubai, you bring back bags, you bring clothes, you bring all kinds of things, and now you come here and then you start struggling to sell it. But it's much better if you actually had the market. And in fact, if before you travel to Dubai, you told your friends, the family, the community, your co-workers, oh, I'm going to Dubai and I'm going to bring back some gold because gold is very, very good there. I have seen some, and then it's going to cost you $500,000 or 1.5 million or something. Who wants? Okay, so because you've already made your research and then you found out that you can probably buy it for 500,000 naira each or 1 million naira each, and then you tell them it's 1.5 million, and then 10 people say, oh, we will buy. Okay, your money. And then they give you that money. Then when you go, you buy and come back, you give them their gold, and then you're keeping your change. That's a business model that is people focused. Not the one you go, you will now buy all those things in Dubai. When you come back, you will struggle and sweat to sell it. And then at the end of it, many of you who do such things, at the end of it, you don't sell it. You just dash out the clothes. That's how you lose money. That's what happens when you go for product focus instead of people focus. Is this making sense? Type in the chat. Okay. So now, let's go. Mary's Nduo, thank you for joining us. Nyame Adam, thank you for joining us. So Nyame, I'm sure you're from Ghana. Good to have you here. Okweyemi Folari joined us. Thank you, Okweyemi, for being here. Okay, so now let's talk about the third and final part of our agenda today, understanding cash cows. We are talking about how do you determine what product to sell in order to make profit, to make money. Okay, so let me introduce you to a very, very powerful tool. Now, you are only at any particular time, you are only one product away from millions in sales. Ever since I came to this realization, I think it's about 3 or 4 years right now, my preoccupation has always been, what is that one service? What is that one product? What is that? So I've created a couple of things, like the one I'm running now, the Financial Fitness Challenge. So for me, it's a process. And it's okay to spend time, sometimes even years, to stumble into that product. I mean, like the Kentucky Fried Chicken guy. I think he started at 69. And then chicken, just chicken, that's fried chicken, has resulted to billions of dollars. And then in so many, I don't know how many countries right now, probably over 100 countries where you have KFC. There's always that one product that makes you, you're just one product away from millions in sales. For me, I'm still searching for that product, and for you, it's something you should wake up every day thinking, what is that one product that holds the key to my financial freedom? Because the moment you get it, like our people will say, oh, Barry, everything else is great. Now, there's one such product. that many of you might be familiar with. Okay, so are you familiar with Swedish Bitters? Anybody seen Swedish Bitters, or you have used, actually let's put it this way, if you've ever used Swedish Bitters, or you know a family member who has ever used Swedish Bitters, please type I have in the comment section. I want all of you to also look at the comment section to see what we are talking about. So everybody who has ever used it, or you know someone who has ever used Swedish Bitters, type in the chat. Yes, it's already coming. Yeah, okay. So you've used it, or you know someone, a family member, a friend who has used Swedish Bitters. Type in the chat. Type in the chat. Say yes. Say yes, or I have. Sarah Abel, welcome. Yeah, okay. So I have. Yep. Rachel, just one product. Yep. I have. Godwin, yes, I have. It's very, very popular. Very, very popular. And I can guarantee that you have never seen a newspaper ad. Now I'm talking about Nigeria. A newspaper ad, either in Guardian or Punch or Vanguard or whichever, about these Swedish Bitters. Okay, Ozoma said, my family has used it in the 80s, absolutely 90s. It's popular, it's been there, 60s, 70s. Okay, now, this is one product that has brought the family business billions and billions of dollars over the past couple of decades, and it sells like crazy. I don't even know how much it is right now, but they have an office, very, very obscured office, somewhere in Surulere. And then a couple of, recently, some couple of years ago, we wanted to buy Swedish Bitters, and then someone told us that was the office. That office is so dingy, small, tiny office. I don't know if anybody here actually has seen that office, their office. Very, very tiny, very tiny. And I said, oh my goodness, is this where these billions of naira and billions of dollars and millions of dollars all over the world are made, is made from one product, Swedish Bitters. They've never done anything else. It's been Swedish Bitters. So you are just one product away. And then the question is, what product is this? That's what you really have. What product is it? And remember, we started with those 3 MBA level questions. There are 8 billion people who are buying daily. Number 2, what in the world are they buying? You have to figure out that one. And then number 3, what will I do about it? Okay, which is basically position yourself to be the person selling. 8 billion people. That's a lot. That's a lot. So you cannot complain that you can't sell because the buyers are there. The thing is just, have you discovered that thing that they want to buy from you? Okay, now, so Swedish Bitters, and people swear by Swedish Bitters. It's like it's literally everything. So there's this book that Maria Triben wrote, Health Through Guts Pharmacy. And so a couple of quotes there, which when you replay, you can pause it and then read. But, it says Swedish Bitters is an excellent blood purifier, an incomparable remedy for many diseases of the blood. And people have used it for generations. There are people in the live here whose grandfather used it, grandparents used it, your parents used it, now you are using it, and you're also your children are watching and they'll be able to use it. One product, and sometimes it is generational. You find that just one product that can feed and sustain your family for generations. That's the kind of product I'm talking about here. I'm not just talking about all this buying and selling, go out there, buy Indomie, go and sell, but how do you engineer, how do you find that product that can feed you and your family for the rest of your life, and then even for generations to come? That would be incredible. And that's the kind of question you would like to ask yourself and then work on. Swedish Bitters is one of them. Now, in 1918, this gentleman called Jacob Udulate. He was not educated. He was not educated. And then many of you may have seen or heard about Alabuku. I was surprised to find Alabuku in Canada. I was surprised to find Alabuku in different parts of the world, in Ghana, everywhere. But this gentleman, he just mixed this contraption in 1918, and up to today is still selling. And then his family is still benefiting a lot from that. Sometimes some of this one product could be a book, it could be an art, it could be something. So it might not necessarily be physical product like this one's. Sometimes it might just be intellectual property. I followed Bob Marley's income up to the time I researched and wrote my book. Bob Marley died sometime in the early 80s. I forget the date, the year. If you know, please put it in the comment section. Whether it was 1981 or 1982. But since that day, every single year, Bob Marley's family are making millions of dollars from the work Bob Marley created and then left. Isn't that awesome? Okay, the same thing happened with some literary people. I remember researching Chinua Achebe. He wrote that Things Fall Apart. Has anybody read Things Fall Apart? Anybody here read Things Fall Apart? He wrote that book when he was 26 years old in 1958 or thereabout. The man is dead, but royalties are still being paid for that book. So I really wish you could feel the depth of what I'm discussing. What is that one product? It might just be one book. You see, but I think the challenge that I have, and then many of us also have, we are thinking about too many things at the same time. We've not really sat down to think deeply. What are these 8 billion people buying? What is one product that I can develop, one book I can write, some music I can develop, and it can feed my family for the rest of it. I don't know, I'm not into the music space, but I would figure out that there is a single that can come out and it can generate so much for you. But the thing is that, what is that single? Okay, single record. So now let's talk about cash cow, because that brings us directly into this framework. So I would like us to digest this, because this is the final part of what we're going to share. So I would like you to digest this really, really deeply, so that by the time we continue the series on product innovation on Monday, you would have understood this context. And I would still like you to go back and watch this again before that Monday. I would like you to watch it at least 2-3 more times, because we've actually uncovered a lot. But many times it's when you go back and rewatch, you find that there's a lot more. You can also find this replay on my YouTube channel. If you haven't subscribed, that would be a great place to. And then you hit the notification bell, so that anytime the replay of the 1000 days is loaded there, you'll get the notification. Okay, so what is your cash cow product? And then how do you find it? Now, the matrix you see on the slide is BCG. It was developed by BCG, Boston Consulting Group. They actually have developed some very incredible tools for business over the past couple of years. And I really like this one very much. So now it's a matrix between market growth rate on your y-axis and then your relative market share on the x-axis. Now, why this is very, very important is that it divides the type of products that you currently have and then the ones you can innovate on into 4 different types. So you can see those 4 quadrants. So starting from the cash cow has a very low, it has a very high market share, but in terms of the growth rate and then the effort, it's low. Your star business, and then cash cow is actually the one that consistently brings in steady profits. And I'm going to give you examples in the very next 2 slides. I'm going to give you an example, one with an IT firm in Lagos, and then secondly with a beauty care product. Yes, Aderich, I can see that. This is mind-blowing. Yes, I can see that. Thank you for letting me know that. So now, the cash cow on that quadrant is the one that consistently brings in steady profit. And if you run a retail business, maybe a retail pharmacy or a general purpose store, also known as supermarket, if you look at all your SKUs, all the different products that you have in your store, you can easily, or you run a software business and then you have different products, you can easily look at all of them and then put them in each of these places. And this, you'll see the strategies for them. So your cash cow consistently brings in steady profits with minimal effort because you've literally automated things, and then the money is just coming in by itself. Now, the other one is the star. Your star products are the ones that have very high growth potential, but they have not established themselves as a cash cow. They have very high growth potential, and then they need you to put in some ongoing resources, both research and development effort, and also development effort to keep it shining until they become cash cows. Then you have the question mark products. Your question mark products, they could either turn into a star or a failure. So they are sitting on the fence. They are neither here nor there. It just depends on how it is managed. And then you have the dog. So the dog, there are products that are not performing well, and it's probably costing you much more than it is worth. And these are not the kind. So this will help you to think about where to focus effort in developing. So let me give you some examples to bring it home. So think about an IT firm in Lagos. Their cash cow is a long-standing service, a payroll management that many businesses across the country uses. Okay, it's widely used by the businesses, and then it requires minimal updates. I mean, they are the ones who created it, and they've run it for like 15 years, 20 years. So that's a cash cow, and it's bringing in all that money. And so their star product could be cybersecurity solution. It's in high demand, and then it needs constant updating and then constant marketing because they are just venturing into that place. They have a question mark product, which is an artificial intelligence driven analytics business tool. Okay, it's got potential, but it has not. There's no proven demand. People are not really kind of looking for it. They are just messing around with it in-house and then trying to find people who are interested in it. And then their dog is one outdated web hosting service that doesn't compete very well with the faster alternatives, and then the revenues just trickle in. So there are people who are patronizing them, their web hosting service, the old generation people who are not in touch with that. So this is a great example, and I hope this helps you to understand it very much more. So let's add one more, the beauty product shop in Port Harcourt. So their cash cow is a popular skin cream. Sells so well because people have come to love it because it is effective, in keeping their skin healthy and moist all the time. Their star product is some organic hair care line because many women today have gone organic. They are becoming a little more sensitive to all the research coming out as to how certain hair products are creating cancer in Black women. So they have a rising star product. They have a question mark product, a newly launched beauty serum, okay, with potential, but it's neither here nor there because people want to stick to cash cow, what works for them. They are not to, and then the question mark is also there because it's a little bit more expensive, quite expensive for them to produce. And then finally, they have a dog, an old range of makeup products that is not really very performing well and is not bringing in sales. And they are at the point of, should we continue with this or then should we discontinue that? So this is a very excellent example. And so if you're already an existing business, I would like you to go through this exercise and take all your products and then map them, because it's a very powerful strategic tool. Map them to this so that you know, because if you don't map them, you will never know which one is cash cow, and you never know which one is dog that you can think about. And then they will all be taking up resources, which you don't have so much of. A couple of years ago, I was in Enugu and I really wanted to eat local food. And then I asked everybody, every single person I asked said Mama Onyinye. Every single person I asked said Mama Onyinye. So I had to go find where in the world was this Mama Onyinye. When I got there, I couldn't believe the long line of people waiting to be served. And then this was, traditional local food. The fufu is hard and raw, and you can see the smell and all that. But that's the way people used to know it. This woman has, within 2 years, built a new outlet, which is this picture that I took. Built a new outlet, bought this property in GRA, which is a very expensive area, from just that one place. She just serves local food and that's it. And her local food is really, really local. You will see them cooking it there and all that. She does not need to diversify into anything. She doesn't need to do backward integration to start farming cassava and then go and things like that. No. She has found a product, a cash cow that will deliver all the time. All right, so this has been a very interesting experience for me, sharing this with you. Like I said, I want to make sure that I hold nothing back, and that I put out all the things that you need, all the things that we teach in business schools like Stanford, that you may not have the money to go, but this is Stanford level material, as some of you know. And they're also very, very practical because they are things that you can begin to look at. So this is where we are going to end today. If you have any questions, you can type it in the chat. You can type it in the comment section. And then if I'm able to take it, I will do that. Otherwise, if I'm not able to take it while we are live, I will come back to it. I usually go to look at your questions, and then I'll be able to answer them. Otherwise, this is good night from me for today's session, and I'm going to see you all at exactly the same time. Tomorrow is 8 p.m. West African time, GMT +1, and then I'll see you again. But continue to go to the comment section and tell me what your aha moments were, and then what you found really, really interesting. So thank you all very much, and then you all have a very good evening.